Hello students, welcome to CBSE Class 9 Employability Skills, Part A. In this unit, we will explore communication skills which are essential for both academic success and everyday life. Chapter 1 focuses on methods of communication. Here, you will learn how we exchange ideas, information, and feelings using different methods. We will understand the three main types of communication: verbal, nonverbal, and visual, and how each plays an important role in effective interaction. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to choose the right method of communication in different situations and improve your overall communication skills. Let's begin this interesting journey of learning how to communicate effectively. In this chapter, we will cover the following topics in a structured manner. We will begin with the introduction, where we understand the basic concept of communication. Next, we will study the methods of communication, which explain the different ways we share information. Then, we will move to verbal communication, where we will learn about oral communication and written communication. After that, we will explore nonverbal communication, including its elements, advantages, and disadvantages. We will also study visual communication, along with its advantages and disadvantages. Finally, we will conclude the chapter with a summary of all the concepts learned. Let us now begin with the introduction. Let us begin with the introduction. Communication means sharing our ideas, thoughts, opinions, or information with others. It is a very important part of our daily life. From talking to our friends, answering in class, to sending messages, we are constantly communicating. People use different methods of communication to express themselves. For example, we may speak to someone directly, write a message, or even use gestures and expressions to convey what we feel. The method we choose depends on different situations. If the message is urgent, we may prefer speaking. If we need a record, we may choose writing. Sometimes, the time available, cost involved, and the understanding level of both the sender and the receiver also affect our choice. Therefore, selecting the right method of communication is very important to make sure our message is clear, effective, and easily understood. Now let us understand the methods of communication. Communication can be broadly divided into three main types. The first type is verbal communication, which involves the use of spoken or written words to share information and ideas. The second type is nonverbal communication. This includes body language, facial expressions, gestures, and eye contact that help convey feelings or messages without using words. The third type is visual communication, where information is communicated through visual aids such as images, charts, graphs, symbols, and diagrams. Together, these methods help people communicate messages clearly and effectively. Now let us move to verbal communication. Verbal communication means using words to share our message with others. These words can be spoken or written. Words are very powerful because they help us express our thoughts clearly and accurately. Whenever we explain something, ask a question, or share our ideas using language, we are using verbal communication. There are two main forms of verbal communication. The first is oral communication, where we speak and listen, like in conversations, speeches, or classroom discussions. The second is written communication, where we write messages such as letters, emails, or notes. Both forms are important and are used in different situations depending on our needs. Now let us understand oral communication. Oral communication means expressing our ideas or information through spoken words. Whenever we talk to someone, ask questions, or have a discussion, we are using oral communication. It is considered a more natural form of communication because speaking comes more easily to us than writing. One of the biggest advantages of oral communication is that it provides immediate feedback. This means the listener can respond immediately, ask questions, or clarify doubts right away. In oral communication, both the speaker and the listener take turns to speak. This creates a dialogue, making the communication more meaningful and effective. It is also a time-saving and very useful method of communication. Another important feature is that it adds a personal touch. For example, conversations on phone calls, video calls, speeches, meetings, seminars, and group discussions are all examples of oral communication. So, oral communication helps us connect better and communicate more effectively in real-life situations. Now let us understand the factors of oral communication. The effectiveness of oral communication depends on several important factors. These factors help us communicate clearly and make our message easy to understand. The first factor is pace. Pace means how fast or slow you speak. If you speak too fast, the listener may not understand your message properly. On the other hand, if you speak too slowly, the listener may lose interest. So, it is important to maintain a balanced pace. The second factor is clarity in pronunciation. This means speaking words clearly and correctly. Proper pronunciation helps the listener understand your message without confusion. The third factor is volume or pitch. This refers to how loud or soft your voice is. If you speak too loudly, you may sound dominating or aggressive. If you speak too softly, you may appear shy or not confident. Therefore, maintaining a balanced tone is very important. These factors play a key role in making oral communication effective and meaningful. Now let us look at the next factor, choice of words. Choice of words means selecting the right words while communicating. The words we use can change the meaning of our message and how others understand it. For example, if we say, "These shoes are very cheap," it may have two meanings. It can mean that the shoes are not costly, but it may also give a negative impression that the shoes look of poor quality. On the other hand, if we say, "These shoes are very economical," it clearly means that the shoes are not costly, without giving any negative impression. This example shows that using the right words is very important in communication. So, always choose your words carefully to make your message clear, positive, and easy to understand. Now let us understand the next two factors of oral communication, fluency and length of communication. Fluency means the ability to speak smoothly and confidently without too many pauses or breaks. When we speak fluently, our speech flows naturally and is easy to understand. If a speaker uses too many fillers like or pauses too often, it can distract the listener and break the flow of communication. Therefore, good fluency helps in keeping the listener interested and engaged. The next factor is length of communication. This means how long or short our message is. A good communication should be simple, short, and to the point. If a speaker talks for too long about unnecessary things, the listener may lose interest and the main message may not be clear. On the other hand, a short and clear message is easy to understand and keeps the listener engaged. So, maintaining fluency and keeping the message concise are very important for effective communication. Now let us understand the advantages of oral communication. Oral communication is interpersonal, which means it involves direct interaction between people. This helps in building strong relationships and better understanding. It also encourages participation in teamwork and decision-making. When people discuss ideas openly, they can share opinions and work together effectively. Another important advantage is that it provides immediate feedback. The listener can respond instantly, ask questions, or clear doubts, making communication more effective. Oral communication is also cost efficient, as it usually does not require any special tools or resources. Finally, it is a preferred method for private or confidential matters because it allows direct and personal interaction without leaving a written record. So, oral communication is quick, interactive, and very useful in daily life. Now let us understand the disadvantages of oral communication. Although oral communication is very useful, it also has some limitations. In this type of communication, emotions are clearly visible. Sometimes, this may lead to misunderstandings or miscommunication. Oral communication also has no legal validity because it is not recorded in written form. Another disadvantage is that it does not provide a permanent record. Since nothing is written down, the message can be easily forgotten. It may also be difficult for some people to understand spoken messages, especially due to different accents or speaking speed. Finally, oral communication is not suitable for long or detailed messages, as it may be difficult for the listener to remember everything. So, while oral communication is quick and interactive, it also has certain limitations that we should keep in mind. Now let us understand written communication. Written communication means sending messages using written words. We use it to share information in a clear and structured way. It is considered the most formal form of communication and is commonly used in schools, offices, and official work. Written communication requires careful thinking. We need to choose the right words and arrange them properly so that the message is clear and easy to understand. Some common examples of written communication are letters, reports, resumes, brochures, notices, and contracts. Nowadays, written communication has become faster and shorter. We use SMS, emails, WhatsApp, and social media to communicate quickly in written form. For effective written communication, the message should be meaningful, concise, and complete. This helps the reader understand the message clearly without confusion. Now let us look at the advantages of written communication. One major advantage is that it allows the sender to think carefully and draft a clear and detailed message. This helps in avoiding mistakes and confusion. Another important advantage is that written communication has legal validity. This means it can be used as proof or record in official matters. It is also very useful for long messages. When we need to share detailed information, written communication helps us explain everything properly. So, written communication is clear, reliable, and suitable for formal and detailed communication. Now let us understand the disadvantages of written communication. One of the main disadvantages is that written communication takes time. We need to think, draft, and sometimes revise the message before sending it. It may also involve additional costs, such as printing or postage, especially in formal communication. Another limitation is that it provides delayed feedback. The receiver may take time to read and respond, which can slow down decision making. So, while written communication is useful and reliable, it can sometimes be time consuming and less immediate compared to oral communication. Now let us understand nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication means communicating without using words, either spoken or written. Instead, we use body language, gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, and other physical actions to express our message. It is often used along with verbal communication to make our message more clear and effective. Nonverbal signs can express our thoughts and feelings even without speaking. In many cases, how we say something is more important than what we actually say. Research by Albert Mehrabia also suggests that nonverbal communication has a greater impact on the receiver compared to just words. So, nonverbal communication plays a very important role in helping us express emotions and understand others better. Now, let us understand the elements of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication includes different elements that help us express our feelings and ideas without using words. The first element is facial expression. It is the most noticeable part of nonverbal communication. When we see a person, we usually notice their face first, even before hearing what they say. A smile, anger, or surprise can be easily understood through facial expressions. The second element is gestures. These are movements of our hands and body that help us communicate. For example, waving, pointing, or showing numbers with fingers. Sometimes, even unconscious gestures can show our feelings. For example, looking at a watch may indicate that a person is bored or wants to end the conversation. Also, gestures can have different meanings in different cultures. For example, in India, folding hands is a way of greeting and showing respect, but this may not have the same meaning in other countries. So, facial expressions and gestures play an important role in nonverbal communication. Now let us understand the next element of nonverbal communication, which is voice. Voice plays a very important role in communication, even beyond the actual words we speak. It includes tone, pitch, volume, modulation, rhythm, and speed of speaking. When we speak, people not only listen to our words but also notice how we say them. These vocal elements give clues about our feelings and intentions. For example, the tone of voice can show emotions like anger, happiness, confidence, or sarcasm. A loud voice may be understood as excitement or confidence, while a very soft voice may make a person seem nervous or unsure. Similarly, too much silence or lack of sound may give the impression that the person is not interested or does not understand the conversation. So, the way we use our voice can greatly affect how our message is understood. Now let us understand two more elements of nonverbal communication: body language and eye gaze. Body language refers to the messages we communicate through our body movements and posture. It includes facial expressions, eye movements, hand gestures, and the way we stand or sit. For example, standing straight and leaning slightly forward shows that you are confident, interested, and friendly. Using the right body language can make your communication more effective. It can strengthen your speech and create a positive impression on others. The next element is eye gaze. This refers to the movement of our eyes, such as looking, staring, or blinking. Eye contact plays an important role in communication. It helps in building trust and shows confidence. When a person maintains steady eye contact, it is often seen as a sign of honesty and trustworthiness. So, both body language and eye gaze help in making communication more meaningful and impactful. Now let us understand the last two elements of nonverbal communication: physical contact and dress and appearance. Physical contact is a way of communicating through touch. Sometimes, a simple touch can express feelings better than words. For example, a warm hug can show love and comfort, while holding someone firmly may show care or control. The next element is dress and appearance. The way we dress and present ourselves creates a strong impression on others. In communication, people often judge us based on how we look. A well-dressed person is usually seen as confident, responsible, and respectable. So, Both physical contact and appearance play an important role in how our message is understood by others. Now let us look at the advantages of nonverbal communication. One important advantage is that nonverbal communication supports and complements verbal communication. It helps to make our message clearer and more effective. For example, facial expressions and gestures can add meaning to what we say and help the listener understand us better. Another advantage is that it is very helpful for differently abled people, especially those who are deaf. They can use gestures, signs, and expressions to communicate effectively without using words. So, nonverbal communication plays a key role in enhancing understanding and making communication more expressive. Now let us understand the disadvantages of nonverbal communication. One major limitation is that nonverbal messages can be difficult to understand correctly. Since there are no words, people may interpret the message in different ways, which can lead to confusion or misunderstanding. Another disadvantage is that nonverbal communication is not suitable for long conversations or detailed explanations. It cannot convey complex information clearly on its own. So, while nonverbal communication is useful, it should often be combined with verbal communication for better understanding. Now let us understand visual communication. Visual communication means sharing information using what we can see. It includes both verbal and nonverbal communication that uses the sense of sight. In visual communication, we use different visual aids to make our message clear and more interesting. These include graphs, charts, maps, PowerPoint presentations, smart boards, diagrams, models, and handouts. These visual tools help in explaining ideas more effectively and leave a lasting impression on the learner's mind. For example, a teacher can use a diagram or a smart board to explain a concept more clearly. This helps students understand the topic quickly and remember it for a longer time. Visual communication also makes learning more engaging and captures the attention of students. Now let us look at the advantages of visual communication. Visual communication makes learning and understanding much easier. Visual aids such as graphs, diagrams, and models help to make the message more meaningful and clear. They allow us to see and understand information better. They are especially useful for explaining complex data, as visuals make it easier to understand difficult concepts quickly. Another advantage is that visual aids make communication more interesting and engaging. They capture attention and help learners stay focused. So, visual communication is very effective in improving understanding and making learning more enjoyable. Now let us understand the disadvantages of visual communication. One of the main disadvantages is that some visual aids can be costly. For example, projectors, smart boards, and other tools may require money and resources. Sometimes, visual presentations can become too complex, especially if there is too much information or complicated diagrams. This can make it difficult for the audience to understand. Another limitation is that visual techniques may take more time to prepare and present. Creating charts, slides, or models requires extra effort and time. So, while visual communication is very helpful, it also has some limitations that we should keep in mind. Now let us conclude the chapter. We have learned that the proper and skillful use of different methods of communication makes our message more effective and impactful. Sometimes, these methods can also replace each other. For example, gestures can replace words, or a phone call can be used instead of a face-to-face conversation. In written communication, since nonverbal cues are not present, it is very important to maintain accuracy, clarity, and keep the message short and to the point. So, understanding when and how to use each method of communication helps us communicate better in different situations. To conclude, the most important thing is to understand which method of communication is suitable in a given situation. Different situations require different methods, so we must choose wisely based on the need. A good understanding of verbal, nonverbal, and visual communication helps us interact with others more effectively. By using the right method at the right time, we can make our communication clear, meaningful, and successful. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more educational content. You can download the complete notes from the link given in the description box. Also, join our Telegram channel for study materials and updates, and follow our Instagram page for more educational content. All the links are provided in the description box below. Keep learning and stay connected.